my goodness. Come on. Come on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the match reaction and player ratings for the amazing, superb, brilliant, astonishing 2-0 victory over West Ham. Now, there's so many positives in this game. I can talk about like 20 positives straight from my head, like 100 positives from this game. There's so many positives to take from this game. That is a game we needed to win, and we did win it. That was a game we needed to win, especially after that first half. I've never seen Arsenal playing that well, but we didn't score, but we managed to get the job done. Statistic-wise, you can see on screen we had 21 shots. In the match build-up, I was just talking about that. I was actually comparing Arsenal to Man City because I saw Man City's game yesterday, and they had 25 or 30 shots. And I was asking myself, why can't Arsenal have 20 plus shots in a home game, dominate the game? And that is exactly what we did today. We absolutely dominated the game. We should have had 3 or 4 goals. Obviously, there's a couple of negatives like missing the third penalty in a row. We'll come to that, but that is a solid performance. This is a West Ham team that beat Leicester 4-0. This is a West Ham team that beat Chelsea 3-2. This is a West Ham team that beat Liverpool 3-2. This is a West Ham team that scored 4 goals against Aston Villa. This is a West Ham team that beat United in the Carabao Cup, beat Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. They beat Tottenham in the league. They've literally beaten every single team in the league, but beating West Ham is not for everyone, you know? This is the mighty Arsenal, and we cannot just allow you to come to the Emirates Stadium and beat us. I also talked about the good home record we have against West Ham. In fact, the good record we have against West Ham. Since we moved to the Emirates, they've only beaten us twice. That was back in 2007 and back in 2015. Those are the only 2 times West Ham have actually beaten Arsenal. And even at their place, they've only managed like 2 wins since 2005. So that was an amazing performance, superb performance. I did not expect that. First of all, I did not expect a clean sheet. I did not expect us to dominate the game that much. I did not expect... I know Martinelli is capable of that, but that was absolutely superb from Martinelli. So make sure to hit the like button if you absolutely love Martinelli. If you absolutely love Martinelli, make sure to hit the like button because that was superb. I know last time out people said Martinelli was the man of the match against Southampton, but I was like, nah, today I can say it from the start of the video, he's definitely the man of the match. And man, there's so many positives. We'll get into that. I mean, beating West Ham, a team that is ahead of us. That is the first time we're in the top 4 for 14 months. Do you know how long that is? That is almost 2 years. We've never even touched the top 4 even for one day. You know, other teams are usually in the top 4 for one night, and then the next day, Chelsea win or United win, and then you got knocked up to the top 4. For us, we've not been in the top 4 for 14 months, not even for one day, but we're in the top 4. You have to get the job done. We can say United have games in hand. We can say Tottenham have games in hand, but it would be a disaster if they're still ahead of us and they still have games in hand. So let's do our job. Let's win these games. And another positive again is the home record. We have such a good home record, and we are keeping clean sheets in all these games. Southampton at home, 3 points clean sheet. Watford at home, 3 points clean sheet. Newcastle, same. Norwich, same. Now West Ham, same. Tottenham, same. Like, we are winning all these home games, and that is superb to see we can actually do that. So as always, we can get to the match itself, what happened in the game. There was a lot that happened in that game. And at the end, we'll get to the player ratings. But as of now, comment down below and let me know who your man of the match was. Which player impressed you the most? Which player impressed you the most? If you're watching on Facebook, hit the like button, and same with YouTube. So from the first minute, I could tell that we're actually going to win that game. But let's take a look at the lineups first. Obviously, let's take a look at the lineups. Let's start with West Ham's lineup. This was West Ham's lineup. I updated the graphics. So for West Ham today, they actually had Fabianski in goal. He was superb for them, by the way. They had Diop and Dawson at centre-back. I disrespected Dawson in the match builder, but I think he was their best player today as well. Masuaku on the left, Kufal on the right. They had Sushek and Rice in midfield. Lanzini, Bowen, Fornals, and Antonio. Looking at that team, there's no way on this earth you would have said we'd keep a clean sheet. Like Bowen, Antonio. No, Antonio hasn't scored for like 4 games, but there's no way you would have said we're going to keep a clean sheet because that team is pretty good. And then on the bench, though, they had a kind of a young bench with Okoflex, Kral, Ashby, Alesse, and then Ariola, backup goalkeeper, Yamalenko, Vlasic, and Ben Rama. Like, that was West Ham's team. They're missing a couple of players, 3 defenders, Zuma, Ogbonna, and Cresswell, so I did expect us to get a few goals. But that was West Ham's lineup. I asked in the match build-up, and people are saying we need to take care of Antonio, need to take care of Bowen, and I think we did that very well. But for the Arsenal lineup, we had Ramsdale in goal, Gabriel, Ben White at centre-back. Superb performance again, man. Guys, do you know how bad it was watching Holding, Bellerin? You guys, I don't know if you guys remember the pain. Mustafi, seeing these defenders consistent, maybe one bad performance here, but 5-6 good performances. We are actually keeping clean sheet. Seeing Ben White not being bullied by Antonio. There's a time Ben White just hit Antonio and he went to the floor. How many times have you seen Arsenal players doing that? How many times have we been bullied by Lukaku? How many times have we been bullied by Drogba? How many times have we been bullied by Peter Crouch? So many times. So it's very good to see our players actually holding up and playing and being real for once. So at right back here, Tomiyasu, another superb player. Tierney at left back, Xhaka, Partey in midfield, Odegaard as the number 10, Martinelli, Saka, and Lacazette up front. Again, I know Lacazette missed a penalty, but that is one of the best performances I've seen from Lacazette in a while. And then on the bench, you had Okonkwo, Tavares, Holding, El Neni, Niles, Ndokonga, Smith Rowe, Pepe, and Nketiah. Maybe another negative is not seeing Pepe again, but I'm sure you're going to see him some in the next 2 games. But that was Arsenal's lineup. And West Ham's lineup, I did not expect us to keep the same lineup. I thought Smith Rowe was going to start, but he didn't. Anyway, who needs Smith Rowe when you have Martinelli? But Smith Rowe had to come in for us to kill that game off. So from the first minute, I could tell that we were very up for this game. 30 people watching. Make sure to let me know who your man of the match was on Facebook and YouTube. Lacazette was pressuring Fabianski within the first 30 seconds. That is what we need. Pressure them. Don't let them have the ball, because this is a team that can score goals. This is definitely a team that can score goals. Partey, we were winning the second balls in the first 10 minutes. Tierney was looking good. Partey was looking good. Saka was ripping apart their left back. Saka was amazing again today. And Partey fouled Lanzini. We were winning every single second ball. That was the Arsenal I want to see every single day, especially in a home game. That is the kind of domination I want us to see. West Ham did not have the handle of the ball. I mean, they had to put Antonio at right back for a couple of minutes. That's how bad it was. Like, he could not handle Ben White and Gabriel. They put him back to right back like he was 10 years ago. And then in the first 10 minutes, Kufal got that booking for elbowing our left back as well, Tierney. I don't know if it was a red card. Did you guys think it was a red card? I thought it was a yellow card, just a yellow card. That was fine. And then Tierney had that shot, Martinelli's defensive work around the 20th minute. Odegaard as well in the 22nd minute. He was fighting for the ball, winning the ball back. I literally wrote 5 times between the 20th minute and 25th minute, our players winning balls, like second balls, third headers, all that. Odegaard, Martinelli, all these players that you don't expect to win headers and come back to defend. Players like Odegaard, they were doing all that work. And then in the 24th minute, there was that White versus Antonio incident where Antonio literally was put on the floor with Ben White. Oh, man, I can't stop saying that, man. Ben White. You guys, I've still been seeing people saying, Saliba should be the one at Arsenal, not Ben White. I do understand that, that's fine, but Saliba is not an Arsenal player as of now. Ben White is the Arsenal player right now. We are supposed to be supporting him. I know he's 50 million pounds. I know all that. Maybe he's not supposed to be 50 million pounds, but while he is on the pitch, we need to be supporting him, because over the years, we've had people like Mustafi, Socrates, defenders that would make you cry just by seeing them on the team sheet. But with Ben White, you do feel a bit of confidence, like he can attack, he can pass the ball. You do feel a bit confident. And then in the 27th minute, Lacazette did have another chance. We almost given a penalty, but it didn't really happen. The 30th minute, in terms of stats, we had 76% possession. They had only 24. We are dominating the game, absolutely dominating the game. But there's always that fear inside you, like Arsenal can be Arsenal. We can have 30 shots and not get a goal, and then West Ham will get one chance and get the goal. So there was still that worry. And then in the 33rd minute, Soucek had a dive. Man, Soucek, the West Ham fans did not tell me Soucek is actually an Olympic diver. I know you could say Lacazette did dive a couple of times today, but that Soucek dive was horrible on the right side, but we defended the set pieces very well. And then Fornals did have that shot that curled right outside the far corner. Could have been a goal because Ramsdale didn't save it. And then in the 39th minute, Xhaka did have that opportunity that was blocked. And then Lacazette also had another shot in the 43rd minute that was blocked. Gabriel's rebound again was, he missed. I don't know if it was cleared or missed, but it was a chance for Gabriel Martinelli. Tierney, very, very well saved shot from Fabianski, and it hit the bar after that. So I was still worried at this time. Yes, we are dominating the game, but it's still 0-0 at halftime. That's what we need. We need to get a goal. I'm actually seeing it right now. Tierney's, I think it was Tierney's shot. What a shot, by the way. Like Tierney, I know Tavares has been good, but Tierney is always our best left back. We know that in terms of contributing, attacking wise, defending. He was a bit shaky at the beginning of the season against Brentford, Chelsea, but he's picked it up. So at halftime, I did not actually want any subs. I was comfortable with that team that was on the pitch. Lacazette was fighting so much in the first half, in the second half. Look at him fighting against 3 players. That is the kind of Lacazette we want. Like if Lacazette could perform like this every single day, I wouldn't mind if he gets given a 1-year contract. That is the kind of Lacazette I want to see. Fighting Lacazette. He was getting past players, dribbling past players. Like it was not even Lacazette. It was kind of like a Ronaldinho combined with Ronaldo from Brazil. Lacazette. Like this is the Lacazette we signed from Lyon. This is the Lacazette we signed from Lyon, and he did very well. And then let's come to the second half. Obviously, by the way, Ramsdale was awarded this man of the match, player of the month award by Jack Wilshere. Good to see Jack Wilshere again. He awarded him that player of the month. I don't know if you can see the award. Yeah, there it is. Ramsdale, congratulations to him. It's been a massive buy. He was given that early on in the game. And then coming back in the second half, Xhaka did have a shot over the bar. And then 2 minutes into the second half, Martinelli with a finish. What a finish. Guess who assisted the goal? Lacazette. A very good pass and a very good finish from Martinelli. Who does this remind you of? This finish from Martinelli. Who does it remind you of? This finish from Martinelli was incredible. It actually does remind me of Adebayo. Adebayo used to score his Arsenal goals like that, but it definitely reminds you of this guy, Thierry Henry. Look at those similarities. Look at Martinelli and look at Thierry Henry. Very, very similar in a home game at the Emirates. Very, very good finish from Martinelli. Very Henry-esque, very Adebayo-esque. Adebayo used to finish his shots like that as well. So Martinelli giving us the lead. Then Martinelli's first goal, first start, I think it was first start against West Ham. He scored the time we had Ljungberg as a manager for 3-4 games. That time we had lost every single game and then sacked Unai Emery and brought Ljungberg. Martinelli did score at the Olympic Stadium against West Ham. So good to see Martinelli getting on the score sheet again. We've cried for him to start. We've cried for him to start. I hope all 50 of you people watching are very happy. I think most of you are on Facebook, so thank you for tuning in. Seeing Martinelli starting and scoring goals, that is something that we've cried for the last 1 year. So good to see him doing that. I hope he's not seriously injured. I'll come to that as well. I've seen people complaining about Arteta pushing him back to the pitch. I did not mind that. And then Martinelli in the 51st minute, if you want to watch the game back, I'm giving you all the timestamps. In the 51st minute, he literally just nutmegged one of their players, like so disrespectful for Martinelli. Absolutely love that, showing his Brazilian in him. And then in the 52nd minute, Odegaard did give away the ball. I did not know what he was doing. He gave away the ball. They're actually showing it on TV right now. And Ramsdale had to save it. Ramsdale was a bit comfortable in the game, but Odegaard giving that ball to Bowen shooting the ball, but it was saved eventually. And then we did have that free kick in the 57th minute. I think Lacazette did kind of dive then as well, but it was, I think, saved by the goalkeeper. And then Gabriel Martinelli got a yellow card in the 57th minute. Unnecessary yellow card. That's not a yellow card to get Martinelli. So I'll also point that out in the player ratings. That's not a good yellow card to pick up. That's a silly yellow card from Martinelli. And then in the 64th minute, Xhaka would not be Xhaka if he doesn't finish a game without giving away the ball. He literally stood like he was alone on the pitch, like he was in a park, and he lost the ball. Luckily, we did not concede from that. But during this time, this whole period from the first half in the second half, we were winning every single second ball. We were competing. Tomiyasu was winning balls. Odegaard was winning balls. Martinelli was winning balls. They did not have the ball for more than 5 seconds. They had a couple of shots from our own mistakes, because if Odegaard didn't give away the ball, if Xhaka didn't give away the ball, we would not have been, Ramsey would probably have not have made a save today. But in the 65th minute, then we made that Smith Rowe sub for Martinelli. Let me talk about for Odegaard, sorry. So ESR came in for Martin Odegaard. Not the best of games from Odegaard, but I think he did well in terms of the things you wouldn't notice: fighting for the ball, winning the second balls, all that. Sentiment I see in the chat, you've always been complaining about Ramsdale getting man of the match. I don't think Ramsdale was the man of the match today. Thank you, everyone else. I can see Tactical, Anu, RK, Cape Town, Cookie. I'll come back to your comments. And then there was that penalty. There was that penalty in the 67th minute. Do you guys think it was a penalty? Let me know. Do you guys think it was a penalty? I think Kufal won the ball. But at that point, I really did not care. You give us a penalty, we'll take the chance. But Unfortunately, we did not take the chance. I'm sorry for bringing this up, but this was the reaction from a kid from West Ham. Look at this West Ham kid. Oh, poor baby, poor baby. Make sure to cry. Go and cry, baby. Go and cry, 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 cry. So this baby, I think that was a middle finger to, I think it was the referee or something. But good for you, baby boy. Go and sleep. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. We did get the penalty eventually, and I was hoping Lacazette would score because he scored 8 out of 8 recently, and Aubameyang has missed the last 2. I think we had gone like 3 years without missing a penalty since Aubameyang missed that penalty against Tottenham at I think it was Wembley or something. But now we've started missing penalties all over the place. Lacazette missing as well. That is the thing I didn't want in our game, because the one thing that we sat on last season, the one positive I always said is that every time we got a penalty in every single big game, we would take it. But we are starting to pick it up like City, like pick that behavior of missing penalties. City last season, they gave Gundogan a penalty, missed. I think Sterling missed like 2, De Bruyne missed like 2. And if you get that into your head, like it's a bit, it starts affecting you. Like you're not sure whether you're going to score the penalty. Even if you get the penalty, you're not sure whether you're going to score it. You're not sure whether you're going to convert it. We don't want that in the Arsenal game. So they need to get back to practicing those penalties, or if Pepe was on the pitch, give him, because he's never missed for us. If Niles is on the pitch, give it to him because he's never missed as well. So Lacazette did miss the penalty, a good save from Fabianski. The penalty was in the corner, but it was saved eventually anyway. And at this point, I was crying. They did get a red card. Kufal did get a red card, and they were complaining all that, but we did not care about that. But I was very scared at this point because they only need one set piece, and it's 1-1. And with all the chances we've missed, look at that, 21 shots, they only had 7. They only had 1 shot on target. And it was from the ball that we gave them, the Odegaard mistake. We had 8 shots. We dominated everything. Possession, corner. We had so many blocked shots from Dawson, their guy. Ramsdale did also pick up a yellow card in the 71st minute. Gabriel, every time Gabriel goes forward, not Martinelli, Gabriel, the defender, he volleyed the ball off target, but he's very good from the opposition box. So I love that as well. Saka also had a blocked shot in the 70th minute. And then I think this is when Smith Rowe came in around this time. I think 70th minute. So there's this issue about Arteta pushing Martinelli back to the pitch when he's injured, just like he did with Partey a couple of seasons ago. I don't mind that because West Ham were down to 10 men. Martinelli was down outside the pitch. So at that time, we were 10 men against 10 men. I do not mind him pushing him back on the pitch. Maybe he does have a serious injury, but you're supposed to go down on the pitch, not outside the pitch, because the moment he's outside the pitch, West Ham just need one attack and it's 1-1 because it's 10 against 10. They only need that 30 seconds when they're 10 against 10. There's one gap that is open and they're going to score. So I did not actually mind Martinelli being told to go back on the pitch. Fall down on the pitch. Don't sit down outside the pitch. Go back and sit down inside the pitch so that the referee can stop the game and you can get treated and the substitution can get prepared. So I actually don't mind him asking Martinelli to go on the pitch. Maybe pushing him, it looks a bit like he's forcing him go back on. Maybe that's wrong. But asking him to go back on the pitch, I don't mind that because you need to go down on the pitch, not outside the pitch. So all that complaining about Arteta pushing players on the pitch, I think we are reaching a bit there in terms of getting on Arteta. I don't think that was wrong. I think you're supposed to go down on the pitch. So that was Smith Rowe coming on for Martin Odegaard early, and then Kete did come on for Gabriel after that incident. Martinelli in the 81st minute. I did not even see Kete touching the ball that game. I really wish should have brought in Pepe, but I do understand Kete loves running around more than Pepe. And that then came the ESR goal, man. What a player. Smith Rowe scores only once as well. He is our top scorer this season, by the way. That's 7 goals in the Premier League now from Smith Rowe. At the beginning of the season, I'll find that video. I think it was a prediction video of where we are going to finish all that. I did say we are going to finish in 5th, by the way, at the beginning of the season. And I did say I need about 7 goals from Smith Rowe. He's already got those 7 goals. And it's only December. We still have 5 months to go. So if we can get double figures, if Odegaard can get double figures, Saka contributes as well, because right now we are missing Aubameyang's goals. Lacazette is scoring a couple, but not as many as we'd hope for. So we are getting goals from midfield. We need Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard all to be scoring. So another very good finish from Smith Rowe. He scores when he wants as well. He scored against Watford at home. He scored against Tottenham at home. He scored so many good home goals. So Smith Rowe, I'm very, very happy with him. I know Ramsdale will be voted by you guys as the player of the season so far. But personally, for me, it's Smith Rowe, because I think even in the games against the likes of Brentford, Chelsea, where we lost very, very badly, I still think Smith Rowe played well in those games. So I'm very, very happy with Smith Rowe. And then Tavares came on for Smith Rowe. We packed the bus, obviously, for the last 5 minutes, which I don't mind. And that was game over. 2-0 win against West Ham. I did not expect that at all. They cannot say we beat them because of the red card or the penalty. We did not even score from that. We literally dominated them. Let's take a look at those stats on screen. Just a moment. Let's do this. Let's take a look at those stats on screen. So ball possession, 57%. They had 43. We had 21 shots. They only had 7. They only had 1 shot on target. Remember, this is a West Ham team that have beaten Liverpool, City, United. So I think that has to be a team game, because it's not only the defenders who did well. Ramsdale only had 1 shot to save. I think the fact that Xhaka only lost 1 ball, Odegaard only lost 1 ball, that helps as well. Martinelli's energy, Odegaard's energy in the first half, coming back to win balls, all that was very, very good. Shots off target 5-3. They blocked 8 of our shots. We blocked 3 of their shots. That's where the likes of Ben White and Gabriel come. They were blocking a lot of those shots. In terms of fouls, they had 9. We had 8. Our yellow cards, we had 2 yellow cards, but all of them were very silly yellow cards. Martinelli preventing Fabianski from kicking the ball, and Ramsdale wasting time. So we didn't really pick up a good yellow card. All of them are very silly yellow cards. They had 1 red card, obviously. We had 3 big chances. We scored 2 goals. They only, I think the other big chance was the penalty, obviously. So it could easily have been 3 big chances, 3 goals. Big chances missed. We missed 2 of them. That penalty, and I don't remember the other one. We hit the woodwork once, obviously, with Tierney from that Fabianski save. 2 counterattacks, counterattack shows. Just look at how many zeros West Ham have there. Big chances, 0. Woodwork, 0. Counterattack, 0. Shots inside the box, only 2. I think Antonio touched the ball inside the box only once. That is very good defending from today. Shots inside the box, 11. Shots outside the box, 10. Then again, that is mixing it up. Do different things. Shoot from outside the box, shoot from inside the box, create from the left, create from the right. Although in the first half, you're using the right side mostly, because I think that's kind of their weak point. Their goalkeeper had 6 saves to make. We only had 1. 502 passes to 376. Accurate passes, 84% to their 80%. Long balls, 57%, 45%. Dribbles, possession lost 129 times, 135 times. Duels won, we won more than them. Aerial balls won, same. Tackles, we made more tackles. They made more interceptions. Basically, we had lots of the ball, and they made clearances because we had most of the ball as well. So those are the stats from the game. I think we dominated them. I think we definitely deserved that win for sure. So that was the match reaction. Next up, as always, if you're watching this on repeat, the timestamps will be in the description to help you navigate through the video. So let's get to this. Let's get to the player ratings time. But before that, let me see what you guys are saying. So many comments. Let me see. Thank you for all the comments. Coming New Gunners Tactical says, Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. Yep, I love that song. Top 4, Cookie says top 4. Can you imagine? Arsenal is in the top 4. And we've actually not been that great this season. People are still be screaming for players to leave, and we're in the top 4. This is better than we were last season. I think last season at this point, we were 10th, 11th. So yes, it does help that other teams have games in hand. Yes, I know that, but you still have to get your job done either way. Come on, you guys. Cookie says only negative from the game is the fact that we're still trusting in Lacazette and usually Oba to take the penalties. I'm sure Saka, Smith Rowe, Odegaard or Martinelli could take a better one. I mean, the last penalty that Saka took, it didn't go that well for him. But I'm sure all those penalties players can take penalties. Pepe is good. Niles is good. Even Cedric is a very good penalty taker, but none of them plays, so that's the problem. But I think we can try it someday. Maybe not in a big game, because in a big game, you still give it to Lacazette because he scored so many before. You don't want it to be like the Euros final where you give Saka a penalty in the last minute against Tottenham and then he misses. You don't want that. So they need to be practicing it. Maybe in the Carabao Cup, we could go to penalties one day, maybe in the semi-final, and then you could see who's a good penalty taker as well. RK says, wow, top 4, absolutely. Jacob says, Saka for me, man of the match. Anu, how are you? He says, Martinelli is my man of the match. Dominic says, Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. I think someone predicted that in the, I don't know if it was you, Dominic, in the match build-up. Barry says the performance today was superb. Absolutely. Could have been 3 or 4. Let's see. Magnificent performance tonight, says AFC Cape Town. Hopefully everything is good. SA. Cookie says on the table of home form, we are above Chelsea and Liverpool. Home form lets us down. Away form lets us down. I think that's what you mean. Our away form is terrible, so we need to improve on that. If we had just won maybe against Brentford and drawn one of those games, we've been hammered, you'd have been even third. That's how good you'd have been. Good win and clean sheet, says Anu. How did we play better versus West Ham than we did against Newcastle, says Cookie. The one thing I love about all those games is that we're keeping clean sheets. Spurs have 3 games in hand. There's a lot of people who usually say that, Cookie, games in hands. It's actually games in hand, but you're not the only one. So many times, sometimes when you're talking fast, you end up saying games in hands. It's actually games in hand, but I do get what you mean. Versus Leicester, Brighton, and Burnley, United have 1 versus Brentford. Spurs are 4 points behind us, United at 2. All those games will be played next year. So if you have a 6 points cushion by then, you won't care about the games in hand. You need to get into the top 4 by now so that you get a few more points. And then even in April, if you lose a couple of games, you're still in and around. I don't usually like the fact that sometimes we were 20 points behind the top 4 in April and you're just basically waiting for the season to end. I don't want that. So this season is looking a bit different if you keep on this form and pick it up away from home. Sentiment says Martinelli is undroppable. I hope he's not injured. This is the second game or third game in a row he's going off injured, but he's been magnificent, I have to say. He's been very, very good. Tactical says I have to get work done so I can stay. No problem. Saka, man of the match, short of finish by ESR, and Martinelli, very, very good. Abdullah says, well done. Canon Fodder says, I think we need to give Lacazette a big shout out. Shout out with Dan. Yeah, he's very good. He was very good today. I think this is the best performance I've seen from him the whole year. Literally, I think I've not seen him playing this good. Henry's over the top, but love the enthusiasm. Yeah, I mean, it was the same. It was a bit of the same. Come on, sentiments. These finishes are the same. This from Martinelli and this from Thierry Henry, however you want to call him. These are almost the same finishes. And also Adebayo, as I said, used to finish his chances like that. Let's see. Lamin says, Glenn, it was not a penalty, but we will take it. Yeah, we didn't score from it anyway. Soft pen, I would be angry if it was the other way. If it was the other way, they would probably have scored. It would have been drawing that game. Bob says, evening, bro, how are you? Very good says from Fabianski. This is not the same Fabianski that used to be at Arsenal, man. He always stands up against us at Swansea, at West Ham. I always give him respect because he did win us our FA Cup, our first FA Cup in years, our first trophy in like 9 years. He was the one who helped us win that trophy, so I always respect him. I think it's his 6th goal. I'm not sure 6th or 7th, but he is a top scorer this season, so you could be right. Let's see, can I remember all the goals? Tottenham, he scored against Leicester, against Watford, against Aston Villa today. There's 2 I'm not remembering, but I think he's the top scorer. Basically, Aubameyang's and Lacazette's goals, if you put them together, Smith Rowe still has more goals than them combined. That's how good Smith Rowe has been, or maybe how bad those guys have been. So I hope I'm not hanging. Sorry for that. That's Sofa Score making the stream hang. Apologies, but anyway, let's keep going. And Glenn, Pepe does more running than Saka, and Eddie, I don't think he does more running than Saka. Maybe Eddie, but Saka is very hardworking. There's sometimes I do see Pepe walking on the pitch. Does he really come back to defend? ESR was 4 and 2 in Prem. Yeah, so I'll confirm that. A top lad, our West Ham fan in the building. To be fair to you, I had him in the opposition preview, and he did say, I'm going to go for West Ham 2, Arsenal 1, but I feel like Arsenal will win this game by 2 goals to 2-0. So you're actually right, so spot on. But I did not expect you guys not to score. Let's see. Give penalties to Martinelli, has mentality. I think I just had the end right saying right now, maybe you just need someone who's going to whip the penalty, like just smash it. So they are talking about Xhaka. Maybe Xhaka, you can never save Xhaka's penalty because he's going to hit it hard, but he's capable of putting it over in the sky. So not sure about that. Benjamin, how are you? Long time. Odegaard is gradually proving his worth. He is. I think he's better than what he was in the beginning of the season. Keep up the good work, says Kamara. Saka deserves to be the man of the match. I'm seeing your name is Vermaelen. Gabriel's attacking these days reminds me of Vermaelen back in the day. That is what Vermaelen used to do back in the day. He used to get forward so many times and score so many times. The Sofa Score up is hanging for some reason. Anyway, Let's see. Subai says Xhaka's body is very stiff. The only thing we are getting from Xhaka is his strength. Yeah, he's very slow in terms of turning around and all that. He's very slow and all that. Like the moment you run a team, he cannot handle it. That is why he gets so many yellow cards. One versus Spurs, one versus Leicester, Watford, United. Yeah, he scored against United. I forgot about that. And one today. There's one you've forgotten, Cook. He scored one against Aston Villa. Yeah. So Aston Villa. Subai says Xhaka's body is very stiff. The only thing we are getting from Xhaka is his strength. I'm pretty sure I had the commentators saying ESR has 7 goals. Has he not scored in any other competition? He did not score. The game that we beat West Brom 6-0. I know Aubameyang scored. I almost said Adebayo. Why did I say Adebayo? Aubameyang scored a hat-trick. Saka scored. Did Smith Rowe play in that game? Because I think I had them say 7. RK says, please smash the like button. Yeah, please do that. If, not for me, but if you enjoyed that performance. So I'll come back to the rest of the comments. Let me do the player ratings now. Time for the player ratings. Let's do the player ratings. The ratings are going to be high. So as we go by, let me know which ratings you're going to give this player. So the first one is Aaron Ramsdale. I'm going to give him a 7 for today. Only had 1 save to make, so not the kind of performance that Sentiment regular always does not like. When Ramsdale makes too many saves, that means we were being dominated. But Ramsdale today only had to make 1 save. His cooking is, I don't know how good his cooking is. I'm pretty sure he's good at cooking as well. Ramsdale is pretty good at everything. So he's good at cooking and kicking as well. Ramsdale is very good at kicking. And the way he just organizes everything, every time they get a free kick, the way he organizes everything, very, very good at that. So I'm going to give Ramsdale a 7. Got a clean sheet, so that gives him an extra mark. So 7 for Ramsdale. Tierney gets a 7 as well. Won us a couple of free kicks, was driving forward a few times as well. Did not stay back too many times. Did his job. So Tierney gets a 7 for today. Absolutely. He's back in the team now. So 7 for Tierney. Tomiyasu on the right side is going to get a 7 as well. Tomiyasu, man, if you start remembering how Bellerin used to play, do you remember how Bellerin used to play last season? I was one of the people who wanted Bellerin to stay last season, but the kind of performances he had last season were terrible. So I did not mind him getting sold or going out on loan this season. So Tomiyasu, what an improvement on Bellerin, what an improvement on Cedric, what an improvement on Chambers. He's been very, very good. So Tomiyasu gets a 7 as well. And someone says Tierney, next captain, maybe. He gets a 7 for today. Gabriel, centre-back, he is going to get an 8. Like, he's a massive threat in the opposition box. He dealt very well with Antonio as well. They were blocking shots. I think I saw 5 blocked shots on SofaScore. I think there was those five blocked shots. Let's see. Blocked shots. Yeah, we actually had 8. Is it 8? We actually had 8 blocked shots. I know that what that means. That is like we blocked, they blocked 8 of our shots, but we blocked 3 of theirs. So the 3 on the right side were probably Gabriel and Ben White doing the job. So Gabriel gets an 8 for today. Clean sheet as well. He's also expecting a baby, so all the best to him. People have mentioned him as a potential captaincy option as well. Ben White gets an 8 as well. The way he just dealt with Antonio, guys have been bullying us so many times. Good to see our defenders standing up to all these challenges. So Ben White, 8. Since Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Gabriel, Ben White all came to our starting lineup, we've kept so many clean sheets, like Leicester today, Southampton, Norwich, Burnley, which are the games? So many games we've kept clean sheets, and even the ones where we've conceded, like Aston Villa, they scored against us in the 85th minute, could have been a clean sheet. Tottenham, we dominated that game. Son scored in the 80th minute, could have been a clean sheet as well. Obviously, the bigger games, we still need to see more in the bigger games like Liverpool, United, but all the other games, they've done so well. Games that we usually lose anyway, previous seasons. In midfield, I don't know. I'm still going to give Thomas Partey a 6. I don't think it's the best performance from Partey. Still need to see more from him. I don't know if I'm being harsh, but I think it's not an average performance. It's just above average. So I'm giving him a 6. Yes, it's very hard to deal with the likes of Sushek and Rice. So maybe some of you would give him a 7 or something, but I'm going to give him a 6. I'll need to rewatch the game. Believe me, I'll definitely rewatch that game. After such a good performance, I'll definitely be rewatching that game. So Partey gets a 6. And I'm actually going to give Xhaka 7. Now, I'm going to give Xhaka 7 because of a couple of reasons. I know he gave away the ball once or lost the ball once, but I think he was more involved more than Partey. Like he was getting himself in the box. The chance that Lacazette shot the ball and Fabianski saved, Jacques was actually providing an option for Lacazette to pass for him the ball on the left. I think he was involved in the game, but I would understand if he gave Jacques a 6. Maybe 7 is a bit too high. Again, in the player ratings, the first time you watch a game, some will be wrong. So I need to watch the game, but I think it could be a 6 or a 7. I'm going to give him a 7, not anything lower than that. Those are the midfielders. The next midfielder is Odegaard. He gets a 6 for today. The Odegaard we've seen the past few months have been very, very good. So not the best of performances, but in the first half, I'll give him a couple of points for work. He was winning every single second ball. He was like aerial balls. Have you ever seen Odegaard winning aerial balls? But he did lose that ball in the second half that you would have considered from. That one shot you can see on screen from West Ham, one shot on target, that was from Odegaard losing the ball, so you can't do that. So I'm going to give him a 6 for today. He got subbed off. I don't know if he's going to start over the weekend or Smith Rowe is going to come in for him. So those are the midfielders. I've seen a super chat. Thank you, RK. I'll come to all your ratings. RK says, I'm buzzing, great stream. Absolutely, thank you for that. There's 50 people watching on Facebook and YouTube, so I appreciate it. It's very late. I think Europe, UK, it's like 12, 11 now, like Africa, 2, 1 now at night. US could be like 3, 4 in the afternoon. So on a Wednesday night as well, I appreciate it. Let's see. Let me finish the player ratings and then I'll come to what you guys are saying about the player ratings. Next up is, who have I done? Saka is going to get an 8. Like, can you actually not tell me that every time Saka has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen? Literally every single time he has the ball, you feel like something is going to happen here. That's how good Saka has been. And talking to the West Ham fan in the opposition preview, they did say if they had the chance to take a couple of players from Arsenal, it has to be either Saka or Smith Rowe, because these guys have literally carried us for a full year now. Full year. They always perform, and Smith Rowe has bettered this game as well. So absolutely happy with that. Saka gets an 8 for today. Got the assist for Smith Rowe's goal, although it was Smith Rowe working really hard. But Saka could have had an assist if Xhaka took that chance. He was absolutely ripping apart their left back as well. So Saka is going to get an 8 for today. The next one is the left guy who played on the left side. Can you just admire him first? Let's admire this guy first. Where is he? Let's admire this guy. Where are you? Martinelli. Just admire this guy. He's from Brazil. He's better than Ronaldinho. He's better than Ronaldo. He's better than Rivaldo. He's better than Roberto Carlos. He's better than Gilberto Silva. He's better than Kaká. He's better than Neymar. His name is Gabriel Martinelli, and he's the best export from Brazil. That's his name, Gabriel Martinelli, and he is the best export from Brazil. That's how good he has been. Shout out to Martinelli. That's 3, 4 starts in a row. When was the last time Martinelli did that? It's been long. So guess what? Martinelli gets a 9 for today. I am going to give Martinelli a 9 for today. The energy, winning every single second ball he got. There's the time he just literally nutmegged one of their players, like so disrespectful. This guy is 20 years of age. Is he 20? I hope he's 20, not 19. He's surely 20. But the way he just nutmegged someone's father. This is a 20-year-old kid nutmegging someone's father without having respect for them. Martinelli, shame on you. What a performance. What a performance. Let's admire him once again. The guy from Brazil. There's a lot of players I didn't mention. He's better than Cafu. He's better than Lucio. He's better than Julio Cesar. He's better than Dani Alves. He's better than everyone who's ever come from Brazil. His name is Gabriel Martinelli. He is an Olympic champion as well. So shout out to you, Gabriel Martinelli. He gets a 9 today. Man of the match, 100%. What a goal. Henry-esque finish. Sentiment, I know you said not Henry-esque, but I'm going to say this. He's better. That was a better finish than Henry. Yes, we cannot compare it with Henry because it was a better finish than Henry. He's a better expert than Henry. Maybe, maybe not. Just another 200 goals to go, and we will be doing that. So I know, Top Lad, you did see that nutmeg. I know you did see that. That was absolutely fantastic. So Martinelli gets a 9, and Lacazette gets an 8. I know he did miss a penalty, but he was fantastic. If he scored that penalty, it would have been a 9. That's how good he was. That is his best performance so far this season. He was winning the balls. He got the assist for Martinelli's goal. He had so many good shots, like different angles and all that. He dealt very well with Dawson and Diop marking him. Very, very good performance from Lacazette. He's playing a lot of minutes these days. Did he get subbed off today? He didn't. He played the whole 90 minutes. I don't remember the last time he played 90 minutes for Arsenal. So Lacazette gets an 8 for today. If he scored the penalty, it would have been a 9, but he needs to get back to practicing those penalties because all they needed to do was get one set pieces and it's 1-1. We don't want that. So Lacazette gets an 8 for today. Which players came from the bench? Which players came from the bench? I'm going to start with the guy who came on last. So Guys, Tavares is going to get a standard 5. You're going to get a standard 5 because he was on for only 5 minutes. Which other player came on? Smith Rowe, obviously. How can I get Smith? I forget Smith Rowe. The second best export from anywhere. Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe is going to get. I'm going to give him a 7 because he wasn't on for too long. I expected more from him before he got the goal, but he got the goal that we needed to kill off the game. Shout out to you, Smith Rowe. He gets a 7 for today again. He's the top scorer at Arsenal right now. Did not expect him to be in that position right now. So you are going to get a 7, Smith Rowe, for killing off the game because I was a bit worried because, as I said, West Ham have scored a lot of goals this season. So, and I also heard at halftime, Arsenal has the 15th best second half performances and stats wise. And West Ham actually have, I think, the 3rd or 4th best second half performances. Like they've scored so many of their goals in the second half. So they're very capable of improving the game in the second half, but we dealt with that very well. And Smith Rowe gets a 7. Which other player came on? Ketia has to be a 5 because he wasn't on for too long. Ketia gets a 5 for today. Last up, we'll come to the manager, but let me see what you guys are saying about the ratings. We'll come to Arteta very, very soon. There are so many comments, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see, where did we leave it at? Where did we leave it at? Let's see. Sentiment says Ramsdale 7 or Rami. Cookie says Ramsdale 7. You can't get any lower or higher when you don't have anything to do. That's disrespectful to West Ham. You know, there's a couple of West Ham fans in the chat. You're absolutely disrespecting them, Cookie. They didn't have anything to do. Wow, that's like saying West Ham. You know, but beating West Ham is not for everyone. West Ham are massive, as they always say. But when it comes to the Emirates Stadium, Ramsdale 7 says RK. Cookie says Tierney 8, dominant performance from the future captain. Could be. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Lacazette until the end of the season. Tomiyasu 7 from Cookie. Ramsdale 8 on keeping cleaning up duty. Tomiyasu 7 RK. Tomiyasu 6. Gabriel 8, very high. I agree with that. 7.5 RK. You know you don't give halves, so would you give him 7 or 8? Ben White 8 from Cookie. Gabriel 7. White 8. Ben Light 7. They will not be calling him Ben. You know what they usually call him, the S word. They'll not be calling him that anymore. He's very good. He's very good. He's making us maybe it should have been 70 million. Maybe that is the correct price. Maybe you guys are always saying it's not 50 million because it's 70 million. Cookie says Party 7 didn't do much, kind of average-ish, but okay, if it's average, I think 7 is a bit high, but I'll go with you. Party 6, Party 7, Xhaka 7. Sentiment is giving Xhaka 7. You know he did very well. That Cookie says Xhaka 7 better than Party in my opinion, so I would give him 7.5. I will stick to whole numbers. Xhaka 7, Odegaard 5. Lamin says for me, Tomiyasu works very hard, very, very hard. And the one thing I want from my fullback is positioning. Know when to go forward, know when to come back, and Tomiyasu does that very well. Some of our fullbacks, like Clinched used to be okay defensively, but going forward, he never scored any goals. Bellerin, he used to be okay going forward, but defensively very shaky, positioning very shaky. So you need someone who can do both. And I remember when we signed Tomiyasu on that last day, I remember what Sky Sports, I think his name is Cave, the guys who do the transfer news. I remember what they said exactly. Tomiyasu is not a centre back or a right back. I don't know how if Arsenal fans will like him. Guess what? He's the best right back we've signed since Lauren and Bakary Sane. Odegaard returned to poor Odegaard 5. RK is 458 in US. Saka 8. I'm actually going to give Saka 9. I think Saka was brilliant today. Did I give him 9? 8. I gave him 8, but could easily have been a 9 if he got another return. But yeah, I think I also gave him an 8. I think Martinelli is the man of the match. Saka and Smith Rowe. A top lad says Saka destroyed Masuaku unsurprisingly 8. That is a West Ham fan. Make sure to go and check out Hamas chat. They're very, very good over there as well. They have a very good community there. They don't abuse you even as an Arsenal fan. Ekene says, RKU in the US. Yep, she is. Sentiment says Saka 7. Martinelli 9. Martinelli 8. Alemi says 9.5 for Martinelli. That's high. Martinelli 9. People were saying he was our worst youngster. People said he was going out on loan. He's not going anywhere. Legend, the energy passing and an Henry-like goal pass for Fabianski. I mean, if Henry sees that finish, he'll want to be like Martinelli when he grows up. Listen, Martinelli was superb today. Everything that you pointed out, energy, passing, finishing, he's very good at that. And good to see him playing 80 minutes. Now we know what we were missing when he was out injured for a year. He needs someone who can provide something different, definitely. And he can definitely provide something different. He has that South American style, like Tevez, like Suarez, that South American style of people who like to fight. Speaking of South America, I saw Aguero retired. Shout out to him. I hope he has a good retirement. He's an absolute legend. So shout out to Aguero. Nutmegged someone's father. Yeah. This is a 20-year-old kid, like just nutmegging someone's father, like without caring. You need to add that, without caring about him. That was brilliant for me. Lamin says, my brother always tells the truth. That's why I love you. I love you too, man. Thank you for watching. Absolutely love you too as well. Abdi says you are top 4 long time until United win. It's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter even if it's a day. That's what I said at the beginning. When was the last time Arsenal were even in the top 4 for a day? It's been long. It's been 14 months since we are in the top 4, even for one day. So getting ourselves there. Remember, there's a time we were bottom of the table. We were bottom of the table, not for one day. We were bottom of the table for like 3 weeks. So seeing us in that position above every other team, I know all the teams have games in hand, but let's say Brighton draw with United. If that game goes ahead and we win, we are 4 points ahead of them with a game in hand for them. So it doesn't really matter as long as we get our job done. Tavares 5, Lacazette 6, Smith-Rowe 7.5, Tavares 3, Lacazette 6, Smith-Rowe 6, Nketiah 3. Come on, he wasn't on for too long. You're being harsh. Eddie's 4 because his feet is not the Arsenal anymore. His heart is not the Arsenal anymore. I heard that Arteta wants to give him a new contract. So there's a chance with our 3 strikers, Nketiah, Aubameyang, and Lacazette. I think 2 of them will still be here next year, and I think 1 of them will leave. So will it be Aubameyang leaving? Will it be Nketiah and Lacazette staying for 1 more year? Will it be Lacazette leaving? Will it be Aubameyang leaving or Aubameyang staying? At first, I thought Aubameyang was going to stay with Nketiah, Lacazette leaving. But now I don't know. Like, that captaincy issue is a thing. He might want to leave after that. I don't know. If he picks it up from this, if Aubameyang recovers from this and becomes the player we had 2 seasons ago, then we'll all forget about that captaincy thing. And let's hope he'll be scoring for us in the Champions League next season. Sentiment says now I would go, not go as far as to call him Ben, but it is funny. Barry says, fellow Gunners, let's trust the process. We are gradually coming. I don't know many people will agree with you on that. Personally, I've never said Arteta out, but the last few games, the bigger games, I've never really said Arteta in with my heart out. There's a time I was in the middle, but I've never really said Arteta out. There's still negatives, but there's still positives. Like the home record is a massive positive. The clean sheets, I've never really seen Arsenal keeping this many clean sheets in a season, and we're actually dominating. So what the next thing I need for that is for us to dominate more games like we did today. If we can dominate more games like we've done today, then I'll be very, very happy. We have been in the top 4 every season on the start of the season, but last season, that's what I'm saying, 14 months ago. That was 14 months ago. That was when we beat, I think last season we started with Fulham. That was the last time we were in the top 4, 14 months ago. We've never, this season we are definitely not about the top 4 sentiment. We are bottom. Cookie says Nketiah leaving in January, Lacazette at the end of the season, Aubameyang in the summer too. All 3 of them. I don't think all 3 of them will leave. That means we'll have to sign like 2 strikers. How many are available? Nketiah could leave on loan in January, and then we could bring in someone on loan in January. So the last person I am going to rate for today is going to be Mikel Arteta. This is a tough one. I'm really tempted to give him a 9. 9, 8, 9, 8. What did you guys give Arteta? Let's see. The starting lineup. Let's see the starting lineup. What did you guys say about the starting lineup? I was happy with the back 4. I was happy with Martinelli starting, happy with Saka, Lacazette. Maybe I would have started Smith-Rowe. Maybe you would say Jacques and Partey don't deserve to both start. Maybe one of them would have been on the bench. Maybe Lokonga does deserve to start. Maybe that's the only issue. But the subs today, I think the subs were made in the correct time, like Smith-Rowe for Martin Odegaard in the 65th minute. Tavares later on after we've already finished the game. Nketiah for Gabriel Martinelli. Maybe you'd say bring on Pepe instead of Nketiah. Maybe you could say that. So I'm going to give him an 8 for today. Beating West Ham, a West Ham team that have been fourth on the table. They've beaten everyone else on the table. This is the first team we are beating that is above us. So that is a massive W as well. Look at the stats. We were not lucky in that game. We dominated it shots-wise, possession, shots on target, corner kicks, everything. We dominated it today. Keeping a clean sheet again. That's a massive W. Keeping a clean sheet against a team that have been scoring 4-3 goals. I don't know if you guys know. West Ham scored 4 goals against Leicester. They went to Aston Villa and scored 4. They scored 3 against Liverpool. They scored 3 against Chelsea. They scored, I think, another 2 against Ghent in the Europa League, home and away. Scored again, I think, 3 against them as well. They've scored a lot of goals, West Ham this season. So keeping a clean sheet against them, keeping Antonio quiet, keeping, okay, Bowen did have that one shot, but keeping him quiet for majority of the game. I expected Declan Rice and Soucek to dominate our midfield. They really didn't. Also, I'm going to give Arteta credit for giving Martinelli another chance, because personally, I would have gone Smith Rowe and then Martinelli in the second half. But Martinelli was our man of the match, so he was absolutely right on that. So I'm going to give him an 8. That's back-to-back wins at home. That is 4 or 5 wins. I think that is 5 wins in a row, or 4 wins in a row at home without conceding a goal. You have to give him credit for that. We don't consider, and I've heard people saying it's only Norwich, it's only Newcastle. Well, you can't say that about West Ham. It's not only West Ham. It's a West Ham team that have been very good this season. So it's a West Ham team that could win the Europa League this season. So they're not easy. Martinelli was disrespectful. Yes, Benjamin, he did not respect the West Ham players at all. And he's a kid. That's the first thing you learn. Respect your elders. Martinelli did not learn that. Arteta in. Cookies is in as well. Low marks from Ketin Tavares, as I wasn't on the pitch for long to affect the game. I'll be going for 1 hour, so let me know in the chat as well. What do you do for the Leeds game? Now, I want to see us build for the Leeds game. We've had a terrible away record. Let's go to Leeds and score 3 goals. Leeds have been awful this season. They conceded 7 goals yesterday to Man City. Let's go there and get 3 goals. So let me know, what would you do with the starting lineup against Leeds? Would you keep the same lineup again, or would you start Smith Rowe and drop Odegaard? Would you rest Martinelli and bring in Pepe? What would you do with the lineup over the weekend? Obviously, players cannot just play every single game because they're risking injuries, but we do have Sunderland, I think, on Tuesday next week. So then we could play the likes of Nketiah, hoping to win that game. Arteta 9, Arteta Gunnar Solskjaer, please don't say that sentiment. Solskjaer wants to be Arteta when he grows up. Give him a 9. Lamin says 9 for Arteta. Cookie says 9. Top Lad says Charlie, by the way, is his name. Whatever Arteta said in the dressing room before the game worked. He killed it, in my opinion. At halftime, he definitely did well. Arteta 6, he always beat West Ham at home, according to history and standards. Yep, they've only beaten us twice at the Emirates. 370 subs to go, yeah. 370 only to 10,000. Let's get there. I was hoping to get there at the end of the year. I think that will be pushing it. That will be like saying Arsenal gets second position before the end of the year. That would be pushing it. But let's hope we get there. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and help us get to 10K. I really respect all you guys. Thank you very much. The likes of Arky and Cookie have been here since I had like 10 subs. So that is something. I appreciate all you guys who've been watching, Sentiment, and all of you people. Andrew Bell says, I don't see Paul Munch from Arsenal playing tonight. Don't see Paul from Arsenal playing tonight. What does that mean? Is that a word? Let's see. I don't know. Palmont. Don't tell me that's a common word that I don't know what the hell it means. Andrew says that's great, Arsenal. Wow. Yes, Andrew. Lamin says Pepe is having an attitude problem. Is this so? I mean, I hope not, because we don't want that many players having an attitude problem, because at this time we need every single player. I hope Aubameyang and Arteta can sort out their issues, because we have so many games between now and the start of the year. There are some of you who are just saying like kick out Aubameyang immediately. I don't know if you can do that, because they've been talking about him going to Barcelona and getting Dembele. I don't want Dembele at Arsenal. Dembele has been injured for 4 years straight. I don't want Dembele at Arsenal. So if it means Aubameyang goes, let it be at the end of the season. I still think we could do with a couple of his goals if he improves. If he's totally like falling out and he's totally not behaving himself, then you can sell him. But I still hope all our players can come back. I was actually happy that Xhaka came back from the injury, because we need every single one of our players fit. Benjamin says at 9.5, so I'm slightly harsh giving him a 9. Look, it looks an 8 looks like that. Never say never, says RK. So many comments. Thank you all of you guys. RK, Sentiment, Benjamin, Lamin, Andrew, Cookie, Charlie, Benjamin. I don't know if I'm repeating names. Barry, Jaras, all of you guys, man, I appreciate it. So that is the player ratings. I'll go through it one more time. Ramsdale gets a 7, kept a clean sheet, only had 1 save to make. Tierney gets a 7. Tomiyasu gets a 7. Gabriel gets an 8. Ben White gets an 8. Both very good in terms of handling Antonio. Xhaka gets a 7. Could be a 6. I'll rewatch the game and see what I'll do with that rating. Partey gets a 6. Saka gets an 8. Odegaard gets a 6. Martinelli gets a 9. Some of you have even given him 10s. Lacazette gets an 8. Lokonga didn't come in, so I think Lokonga will start against Leeds. Tavares gets a 5. Smith Rowe gets a 7 for getting us the clinching goal, and Ketia gets a standard 5 because they didn't have too much to do. But if it was the chance that he missed against Everton, oh my goodness, he would have been even third right now if he scored that chance. That was a bad finish. And then I gave Arteta an 8, but most of you are actually giving Arteta a 9. So that means it was a good performance. I mean, man of the match, who would you guys give man of the match? For me, it's Martinelli. I think many of you would give it to Martinelli. So let's take a look at the positives. I think I'm going to try and talk about 5 or 6. It's West Ham, a team that is above us. That is the first time we are beating a team that is above us this season. We played United, lost. We played City, lost. We played Liverpool, lost. We played Chelsea, lost. So this is the first time we are playing a team that is ahead of us and we've won. So that is good. Second is another home win. We are doing very good at home. Last season, you remember we lost at home to Burnley. We lost at home to Wolves. We lost at home to Everton. We lost so many home games last season. I needed us this season to make the home form, make the home a fortress, make Emirates Stadium a fortress, make it a fortress. And we've done that so far this season. That's the second positive. The third positive is another clean sheet, man. The guys that we bought have definitely proved that all of us wrong. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Ben White. Gabriel is like a new signing because he was injured for a couple of months. Like all these guys are really impressive alongside Tomiyasu and Tierney. We are keeping the clean sheets that we need. The moment you keep a clean sheet, you cannot lose the game. I don't know if you guys, it's that obvious. If you keep a clean sheet, you can't lose a game. So if you can start building from the back and the back can be very, very good, then you can move on from there. That's the third positive. The fourth positive is Martinelli scoring again. That's how many goals has he scored now? I think 2 since he started starting again, and he's playing every single game. He's performing. So shout out to Martinelli again. So 4 for him. I think the fifth positive we have to say Saka as well. Saka played very well again today. Every single chance that you created in the first half, every single ball that we had in the first half was from Saka. He assisted the second goal for Smith Rowe. So that's good. And also Lacazette, I know he missed a penalty, but he was superb today. So shout out to him. He got an assist. He played very well. His shots were on target. He was involved in the game. So absolutely love that from Lacazette. He has, that's the fifth or sixth positive already. And who else? Which other positive will we talk about? Any other positives? There's many. Like if I sit down, I could point out like 15 positives. I think also the bench, like having someone coming from the bench and scoring, Smith Rowe getting yet another goal, all those are positives. And again, I was worried about the team not having to concentrate like after that Aubameyang issue, but it looked like no one even remembered about Aubameyang in that game. So that is another good point. Like maybe a couple of negatives is missing another penalty again, missing 3 penalties in a row. That's not good because let's say the game was 0-0. The game, they would have just parked the bus and the game would have been 0-0. So with that red card, so we need to improve on our penalties. Maybe give someone else who's just going to smash the ball. That's what you need. So that was a negative. Also, this positive seeing Wilshere today again, and then Ramsdale getting that Man of the Month again award, Player of the Month award again. There's so many positives. Martinelli looking like Thierry Henry with the finish. That's another positive. And maybe then another negative is this kid. Top lad, make sure your kids behave next time. We don't want to see kids doing that. So put that kid in timeout and tell him Arsenal is a bigger club. I think he's like 4 years of age. So that is also another negative. The children from West Ham not behaving. So apart from that, I think all is good. I think everything else is a positive. I don't think you can point out any other negatives. You have been sharp with it, Glenn. Thank you, Sentiment. 11 days until New Year, 370 subs to go. Hopefully, there's so many games between now and then. I don't know you guys' plans, but I'll be coming live for all that. Lamin says, thank you so much. I'm going to bed now. No problem, Lamin. You're not getting old. You're young. Like, look at Wenger. Look at Ferguson. They're still good. Also, Alex Ferguson. Look at how they're going. You're very young, Lamin. I mean, have you looked at someone like the Watford coach, Ranieri? Sentiment says that I should give Pepe more than academy minutes if he doesn't want Pepe to have an attitude problem. I was very surprised. Like I even said, Pepe was going to score 15 goals this season because of how he finished the last season. I'm very surprised. Keep up the good work, no problem, Benjamin. Appreciate it. 16 days, yeah, not 11 days, Cookie. 16. I think it's 11 till Christmas. You're confusing. Simeon says Arteta is doing something new and it is impressive. Now, the one thing I want is to see this every single day. This is what I want to see, especially at home. Let's dominate teams. Let's not score one goal and then we relax. Today, we dominated the whole game, basically. I'm not sure if it's because West Ham were poor, but we did well. Cookie says we beat Norwich when they were above us. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right, by the way. I did say we've never beaten a team that is above us. We actually did beat Norwich when they were above us. Norwich were bloody above us. Norwich City. I think that's where we end this video, Cookie. I'll put him on the notice step, yeah? Top lad, the West Ham kids need to... I think he wasn't even born when you guys were at Upton Park, the bowling ground. Thank you. No problem, Lamin. So that was the match reaction and the player ratings. Have been going for 1 hour. Let's celebrate this win. The next game comes in 3 days. Our next games, in case you don't know yet, we have Leeds away from home next. We did draw their 0-0 last season, and Pepe got a red card in that game. So I'm not sure if it's a good game to start Pepe. After Leeds, we will have Sunderland in the Carabao Cup, I think, on Tuesday. And then over that weekend after Christmas, on Sunday, Boxing Day, we'll have Norwich away from home. Really should be 3 points. Arsenal against Wolves 2 days after that. And then, Happy New Year, guys. We will be facing Manchester City. My goodness. Manchester City is the kind of game that you don't want on the 1st of January, but all the best. Let's hope we've won all our games before then. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. I'll put a poll in the community tab asking about the player of the match. We had 60 people watching in total on Facebook and YouTube, so I appreciate it. Arsenal absolutely deserved it tonight. I'm good to see the West Ham fan having a good heart. Should have been more. I don't hate West Ham, by the way. Not like Tottenham, like Chelsea or Tottenham. I don't hate West Ham like we hate the likes of Chelsea and Tottenham. I don't mind West Ham. You guys have been doing well, so good luck, not for today, but for the rest of the games. That isn't a team whose captain got kicked out of the squad. Fair play. See you in April. Yeah, we don't enjoy games at Olympic Stadium, though. There's a time he scored 3 goals in the first 10 minutes. Thanks for the great talk. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Lamin. And Sentiment says start Pepe against Leeds. Let's hope it does start. So thank you guys for watching. Keep staying safe. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.